Permit me to say congratulations to you if you have just been shortlisted for the Ptdf overseas scholarship interviews that is set to start in 3 weeks time. I know it is a hurdle to be selected among several thousands of applicants that apply for the scholarship every year, and one important thing is to scale through the interview phase. So again, permit me to say congratulations to you for making it amongst those that were shortlisted for the scholarship. Now, what next? What is the next thing to do after you've been shortlisted? A lot of people will be asking this question. These are the questions I had when I applied for the scholarship several times when I was shortlisted for the interviews. And many times I got my strategies wrong until the third attempt when I eventually aced the interview and was awarded the scholarship. So now, for you that you are either a newbie or you are applying again this year or you've been shortlisted again for the interview this year, how do you strategically position yourself to be selected amongst the awardees for the scholarship? It is very important for you to know that you are competing against people in your state and you are competing against very high profile individuals, students with that are brilliant, people that are brilliant, candidates that have um, top rated profiles. So how do you position yourself to be selected for the scholarship? So that's what I'm going to be showing you, or that's what I'm going to be teaching you in this video, and I hope that you stay and kind of get what I would say today or understand what I will the strategies I will give to you based on my own experience. And I hope that it will be of good use. So a quick reminder that this video is targeted towards the MSc and the PhD applicants. So I'm first of all going to start with the MSc applicants because I benefited from the MSc scheme, and I'm also shortlisted for the PhD interviews. So I'll go from the MSc to the PhD interviews. What you need to do now for the MSc, you have different courses that you may have selected or the program that you may have selected, and you wrote your statement of purpose concerning that program, selling yourself to PTDF of why they should select you. And from there, you listed some qualities, some skills that you have, some qualifications. Perhaps you listed your grade during your undergraduate study, the awards you won, and the skill that you have basically. And this is what made them to shortlist you. Now you have to go and sell yourself to them and convince them why you are really worth the investment that they want to invest in you. So you should know firstly that the PTDF is a petroleum technology development fund agency. So they are basically concerned about anything that has to do with technological development or advancement or innovation in the oil and gas sector. So the course that you have selected, make sure that you tailor it to the benefit that the oil and gas sector will have when you go and study this course, what contributions you will make in the oil and gas sector of Nigeria. So make sure that your statement beats around that topic of the oil and gas sector, contribution to the oil and gas sector, and don't just always mention oil and gas sector, but pinpoint that detail or that particular point, that important point, more like a gap. You know, when you're doing a research, you usually ask, what is the research gap? Why is your research different from what someone has already done or from what people have already done in years or what people are currently doing? So you should have up-to-date knowledge of what is happening in your field or the field that you have selected, and how you will be able to champion that in Nigeria when you go and learn the skills to develop this or to function in this field properly abroad. So that is what you are coming to do at the interview centers. My experience is this: for the first two times that I went for the interviews, I wasn't really sure of myself, though I prepared, but I wasn't really sure of what I was going to say. I was just telling them, oh, petroleum, geoscience, petroleum, but I didn't really mention what importance it will have to the oil and gas sector of Nigeria until the third time when it all happened that okay, I learned from the experience. So that's what I'm sharing with you now. So make sure that your statements, whatever argument you're making, beats around the significance of your program to the oil and gas sector of Nigeria. And they may ask you also, what would you learn in the university you go up aside from your academics? What extracurricular activities you want to engage in, and the city also that you've chosen to go and study, what knowledge you have about the city. Don't just mention, oh, I want to go and study in Paris because I like Paris is the city of love. No, if there is an African community there that would help you while studying, it's an important point to mention, because when people travel abroad, it is good that they are surrounded by people that they are familiar with, or that people that come from the same place where they are, so that they can easily integrate into the society, and also they can get that help they need to excel both in academics and in social life. So these are the things that you should try to build yourself around, prepare yourself around them, and also try as much as you can to be confident. Confidence is a very, very important key. You know, when you are selling yourself and then you start stuttering or your voice is somehow shaky, they will know, oh, this person is not really confident. So try as much as you can to practice whatever speech you're going to say there. Like what we used to do in my MSc projects that we did like that. A friend of mine would always spend hours and hours practicing whatever she's going to say during the project defense. So when you have practiced whatever you're going to say, you will not go off from that. Even though they will ask you questions, you should be confident that okay, this is what you've practiced. It is going to come from your statement of purpose. It's not going to come elsewhere. Maybe some questions like where do you work, what make you choose this course, what made you choose this course, or what experience you have. Some questions that are off your statement of purpose that may not really carry some weight like that may be asked. And there are some things that you can answer confidently because you know what you are doing or what you do. Then for your statement of purpose, again, I'm emphasizing statement of purpose. That's where your questions are going to come. That's what they're going to look at. They're not going to say, oh, you came out first class. You can see some people that have first class may not eventually win the scholarship. And those that have 2-1 may eventually win the scholarship based on how they defend themselves, based on how they've prepared for the interview. So it is left for you to prepare for the interview and make sure that you link your work to how important it will be to the oil and gas sector. There's someone that is doing an MSc course. I saw a video about her talking about how she went to go and prepare for the interview. She studying is it psychology or something like that, and you may look at it, it's not a science course, but when she went for the interview, she had to convince the panel that it is important for her to go and study this course, because when accidents happen in industries like this, it affects their psychology, like all having this PTSD issues, stuff like that. So learning this course would help her to integrate into the oil and gas sector of Nigeria, where she'll be able to help workers that have gone through accidents that has affected their psychology. So you see how she linked her course, which is not like a science course, to how important it will be to the oil and gas sector. Same thing for those some people that have chosen accounting as their courses as well. So you should try as much as you can to build your statement of your program around the importance or the significance it will have to the oil and gas sector. Now, for those that are doing the PhD, for those that were invited for the PhD interviews, basically your interview is going to be on your research proposal. Now you have the introduction section of your research proposal, the aim and objective. You have the literature review, if some of you structured your work like that. Then you have the significant, then you have the contribution to knowledge and the expected result. So one thing I was told by my advisor is I should know more about my methodology, know about the method you're going to use. If there's any tool you're going to use for your methodology, make sure that you have good knowledge of it. If you're going to use GIS, if you're going to use Python language, if you're going to use machine learning, make sure that you have good knowledge of it, and make sure that you can easily synchronize one step with the other steps, how your work will flow. Now this will give them a picture that you really know what you want to do. You know how you're going to collect your data. You know how you're going to analyze your data. You know how you're going to evaluate and do the several work that you're going to do concerning your research. So he told me that the main um, thing or the main questions are going to come from your methodology. And then from your methodology, what significance does your research now have in the oil and gas sector of Nigeria? So make sure that you look at your methodology very well. You're just going to introduce your work from the introduction section. When you introduce, then literature review, past work that have been done, what is the gap that is there, they haven't done any research in this area, or maybe there's research that have been done in this area but it has not been done in the oil and gas sector. So those are just what you say. Then for the methodology, which is the key part of your proposal, it is very important. That's where you should dwell on. And then after your methodology, you can just tell them the contribution to have to knowledge and then your expected result. So that's what I was told about my about the PhD research proposal by my advisor. So, and one advice I'll give you, I'm not going to talk much about the research proposal because okay, I've not really done interviews for the PhD section or the PhD part of the scholarship, but this is what I've been told by my advisor, and I'm telling you what to do. And also, one heads up he gave me was try as much as you can to know the work of those that you have referenced. So if there's any citation that you cited in your work, try and know the result. Know, just read the abstract, know the result, the method, the approach that they use, and then see how you can be able to prepare. Because some interviewers, they may ask you, okay, tell us about this particular researcher, tell us about this particular work, not researcher, this particular work or this work that you cited in your research proposal. So it is very, very important to put that in mind. And for other things that are not really part of the research proposal or statement of purpose is your documents. Make sure that your documents, you have your documents. They're not going to print for you. You have all your documents at hand. And for those documents that they did not list, but you submitted them online, make sure that you bring them. Know that the panel of interviewers are different from those in Ptdf. It's not the Ptdf staff that will interview you. No, it is professors from universities, lecturers from universities that will come and interview you. So it is what that you have uploaded in the database that they will be looking at. So if they recommended that you should bring your publication, O-level result, master's result, NYC discharge letter, and they didn't say that you should bring your award letter, but you uploaded it in the website. So make sure you bring your award letter, because those things, they count as points. They count as points, and they may eventually be used as tiebreakers for people that they are score ties. So bring all these documents that you uploaded or that was listed when you submitted your application. They sent out invites, but they didn't list all these documents. But bring those ones you submitted when you uploaded your application. They're very, very important. And yeah, that is all that I have. I would love to see your comments, listen to what problem or what challenge you may have preparing for your interview, and what question you have. You can always drop it in the comment section, and I will try as much as I can to respond to you. And for those that are requesting for personal conversation or meetings with me, I'll try as much as I can to create time, because I'm also preparing for the interview. So I will try as much as I can to create time and answer all your questions or have a conversation with you. Thank you and have a nice one. Please, if you have not subscribed yet, try as much as possible or do well to hit the subscription button below and give me a like. Thank you. God bless you. Bye bye.